Hello and welcome to my April favorites. I have a few cool things I've found, a few things I've bought, a few habits I've tried to start building, some music I've been listening to. Also, I'm sure Soggy Rice 3 loyalists will see that my fringe is back. I did not do a very good job of growing it out. Every few months I say I'm gonna grow it out and I never do, so don't trust me. I think I cut it maybe a bit shorter than I'd like this time. I don't know. I love when it looks a bit alien-y, I love when I look a bit eggy, and I do, so no complaints. The first thing that I'd like to share with you guys is something that I discovered this month, and that is beeswax candles. I love candles so much. However, I do get a bit paranoid about the health of having a candle on all of the time, and I've always tried to lean towards soy candles, especially after there was this one day that me and my friend were in my room and I forgot to have any of the windows open and I was burning a candle for hours. I kept feeling I had a bit of a headache and I couldn't really see very well, but I thought maybe there was just something wrong with my glasses. And then my boyfriend came in and he was like, oh my god, is something wrong with his glasses? And then he took his glasses off and he was like, no, holy shit, this room is actually smoky. There's a thick haze in this room. So I opened my windows and I went to look at the candle and I was like, oh, I've found the culprit, because the entire rim of the candle was just black from soot. And later when I was blowing my nose, I had black bogies. So clearly I had breathed in a lot of that, and I apologized to my friend a lot. And from then I was like, okay, strictly soy candles only. But I still was a bit unsure about the health of soy candles. And I did some more research and apparently beeswax candles are the best. And so what I've decided is my current candle setup. For my fragrant candles, I will stick to soy because apparently beeswax candles aren't very good when they're scented. They don't really keep the scent as well. However, for pillar candles that I don't get them for the scent, I just like the light. I think it's quite cozy. I'll buy beeswax candles. And also my pro hack to make candles last very long. I really hate when you get to the bottom of the candle and then you have to waste all that bottom part because you shouldn't burn it. And a lot of the time it's even if you do burn all the way, you don't really get all the wax. What I do is I take out all of the wax that's left at the bottom of the candle and I break it up into bits and I put it into, what are they called? They're wax melters. However, at the bottom of that I would usually use paraffin tea lights to light the wax melter. So I have now bought a lot of beeswax tea lights to put under there, and I have all my beeswax pillar candles. Or are these pillar candles? Stick candles? Candlesticks. They are a fair bit more expensive than soy candles, and like I said, it doesn't really seem like there are a lot of scented options because apparently they don't hold scent very well. But because I burn candles so much and I'm so paranoid about it, I finally decided to make the switch to beeswax candles, and I'm really enjoying them. Some people say apparently that it burns a bit more orange, and I think I have noticed that a little bit. The actual flame is a bit more yellow. I'll show you guys. Let me go get my soy candle and we can compare. Oh, this isn't even soy actually, this is a paraffin candle. So let's compare flame colour. I can't lie, I don't really see a difference. Apparently this one is supposed to, I don't really want to wave them around. Apparently this one is supposed to be more yellow and this one's supposed to be more white. And maybe I see it, but I feel like I'm being deceived by the fact that the actual fucking candle is yellow and this one is white, and maybe that's throwing me off a bit. I can't really see much of a difference, but apparently there is one. But yeah, taking care of my lung health, I've been really enjoying that. The next thing that I have been doing in April is I've been wrapping gifts up really nice. I really enjoy letter writing and wrapping up letters nicely. I have a letter here that I'm yet to send, but I've painted the envelope and I've got wax seals and stamps and stuff, and I've spoken about that all quite a bit here before. However, I never put loads of effort into wrapping presents. I think particularly because I think I try my best to be eco-friendly, and I don't really like that wrapping paper is thrown away. I usually ask people to just wrap my Christmas presents either in bags that I can use, or don't wrap my Christmas presents at all. However, what I have been doing recently, especially because it was my birthday at the start of the month and I got quite a few presents. For example, I got a Jo Malone thing. In here was just loads of tissue paper, but quite thick paper that could be used for wrapping as padding, and all I got was a little perfume thing, and I was surprised it was such a big box. Truly most of this was just wrapping paper. So what I do is I keep all of my wrapping paper from gifts and just things that products are wrapped in, and I have saved them to then wrap gifts in. And I've also been putting more effort into wrapping gifts, and I think that's been really fun. I have lots of twine and stuff. I have my wax seals, so I'll show you guys some of the things that I've done, but I'll cover the names in case any of the people watching will recognize and clock that it might be their gift. Okay, this one is really quite fugly. This is the black tissue paper that I was talking about from the Jo Malone thing, but I've put John Darien stickers on it and some flowers that I pressed, and I've got the wax seal. as well. That one kind of messed up. This was one of my first times wax sealing onto string, and what I do is I put like parchment paper underneath, and then you can kind of like remove the parchment paper, and then the wax seal is only on the string. However, I didn't realize that obviously like the string has like some body to it, and it was a bit awkward to like press the wax seal on, but that was quite fun. I also have this one. This was from the Choose and Keeping Christmas magazine, and it was so beautiful. The paper was really, really nice. You can see those are all like the products that they were selling last Christmas, but obviously I have no use for it anymore. So what I did was I glued this on to also the Jo Malone paper that I was talking about. So then I have this lovely wrapping paper, and then I just have some twine. And the last one I've not decorated yet, but I bought some mead for my friend. And this is just like some wrapping paper I got, and this does look quite fugly. I might decorate it a bit, but yeah, I've been really enjoying wrapping gifts. I think I used to think that like you could either have really, really beautiful gifts at the cost of like loads of trees and like causing so much plastic pollution, or you could wrap really, really ugly. So I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna wrap really ugly. But like there is a little middle, like you can compromise a bit. So I've been compromising recently, and I've been really enjoying wrapping gifts. I know these aren't the most stunning, beautiful. I don't really have an eye for design, but it's been good fun. The next thing I've been doing, I've not been doing super consistently, and I would like to get better at doing it consistently, but I love meditating. I think I've spoken on here before about meditating. I do mean two things by meditating. I love the act of like actually sitting down and meditating and like taking time to like actively do it. But what I think is particularly helpful for me, and also like is a bit more sustainable maybe, is being constantly meditative. And by that I just mean like being mindful, taking an active role in the things that I'm doing one thing at a time, being very present while I do things, all of that nonsense. And even though I think I've gotten quite good at the latter, I do miss when I used to be a lot better with actually regularly sitting down and meditating and being like, right, for 10 minutes I'm going to meditate and I'm going to like focus on doing this. And I find that it's so fantastic. It's incredible for my mood. It's incredible for like my nervous system. I find I'm so calm afterwards, and I'm not really anxious throughout the day if I do it in the morning. It's so good for my ADHD. Oh my goodness. And I've just not been doing it as much recently. So what I have been doing is on some days, I say I've been doing as if I've been doing it every day. I've really not been doing it as much as I should, but I've been trying my best to wake up extra early and meditate before work. I use an app called Balance, and I really, really, really recommend them. It is a meditation app, and when I signed on to them, they had like a 1 year free trial, which is like plenty of time. And I think they might still do that. So like, I can't promise for sure. I think it is about like £60 for a year, which is quite steep. However, if you're able to get on for like the yearly free trial, it's guided meditation, but they have also like courses, and some of the courses are literally like courses on how to meditate. So if you were to like do it for a year, you'd probably then have the skills to be able to do it without the guided meditation. I just like the guided meditation because along with the courses, they also have singles. So they've got 10 to 20 minute long like recordings that are supposed to be aimed at certain things. There's one for walking, there's one to do with children, there's one to do while eating, there's one to do while you're commuting. There's so many different ones, and I also really like their sleep things as well. If you struggle with sleep, I really recommend checking them out. So yeah, if they're still doing the yearly trial, which like when I checked, I think maybe like a year ago, they still were. I really recommend trying out Balance, and I really, really recommend meditating. Another April favourite is something that I got for my birthday, and that is Glossier You. I am a perfume lover, however, I tend to have quite like intense fragrances. I don't know if intense is the right word, because they haven't necessarily got like a crazy projection or anything, but the scents are very different from skin. I can definitely smell on myself that I am wearing something that isn't me. And as much as I love interesting scents and I love intense fragrances, I do get overstimulated quite easily. And for a long time, I was like quite put off of perfume, or I would spray it like in the evening rather than in the morning because I didn't want to smell it on myself all day. But I still really like perfume, so I really wanted something that was a little less intense. And I had a Glossier You sample, which I think was actually the old formula, and it was one of the loveliest things I'd ever smelt. However, I was on my fragrance buying ban, so I wasn't allowed to buy it, but my boyfriend surprised me with it for my birthday. I love it so much. I hear a lot of people chat shit about the reformulation, and I do understand why, because I love pink pepper. I think pink pepper is one of my favorite scents ever in perfume, and I think the old formula, you could smell the pink pepper a bit more. I think the new one leans more like, I don't know, because I don't think that it's got like black pepper in it, but it smells a bit like black pepper to me. So I do see where people maybe like the new formula a bit less. I still love it. However, I think if you're looking for a delicate skin scent that still smells very nice, I really recommend it. The only downside is I've heard a lot of people can't smell it. A lot of people just like nose blind to it, and I've personally found that I get nose blind to it about 2 or 3 hours in, and it's really interesting because I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I can't smell perfume anymore. Like, do I need to like, you know, is the smell gone? And I'll ask the people I'm around, they're like, no, we can still smell you. Like you are still wearing Glossier You, but I can't smell it anymore. And that is the only downside because I love the smell so much, but it's a really delicate smell. So I really recommend it. Next, I have something else that I got for my birthday. I have this sick ass Holden Caulfield hat. Literally so fucking sick. My best friend thrifted it. She gave it to me on my birthday and I absolutely love it. When I first saw it, the first thing I said was, holy shit, Holden Caulfield as fuck. Then my boyfriend saw me in it and was like, holy shit, Holden Caulfield as fuck. And then every time I've posted it on TikTok, I get at least one comment saying, damn, where did you get your Holden Caulfield hat? Anyways, it's so fly. I love it so much. I'm so happy with it. It's just so sick. I love a sick hat. The only thing is that it's a little bit too big, so it always falls on me, especially if I'm cycling, which is a bit of a shame, but it's so fly that I don't even care. Let me actually check where it's from. This hat is from Howick. Sorry, it's gonna be backwards. Anyways, so cool. I love it so much. Another thing that I discovered that my old period app was selling my data. And I also discovered that it was founded by a man. And another issue I had was that my period app, like, not to say what app, but like over the years, I remember when I first got it, it had so many features and I was able to do so much of it. And over the years, more and more was put behind that subscription paywall. This month I realized, shit, I kind of like can't do anything on my period app because I don't want to pay for a subscription. And also I found out it's selling my data, and also it was founded by a man. And I just felt a bit icky about the whole thing. And then I found out about Stardust. Stardust is a period tracking app and it's founded, I think, by 2 women. And also most of the team are women from like what I've seen on their website. As for data, I don't actually really know shit about data and data selling and all of that. However, they're like, if you know more about that, it looks like they are very transparent about it and they have a whole thing on their website explaining, yeah, it seems like they're quite private with it. So like, I've been using them. At first, it was a bit of a learning curve to get used to their interface because obviously I was very used to my audit period app. However, I really, really like them. I think it's really lovely to know also that it was founded by women. What's really cool is they have a feature where like your partner can make an account to like check in on your cycle. So my boyfriend's now got a Stardust account as well. So every day he can kind of like check what to expect from me. They've also got a really cool feature where you can like kind of nudge your partner to like do things for you. You can send like, I want chocolates, please clean my house, please get me flowers. But low-key, that would be cheeky as fuck of me to use that because my boyfriend actually like just does a lot for me anyways. I can't really use that. That would be very cheeky of me. Most of those things have already been done, but very cool. Music-wise, I've been so into the folk music. I think it's because spring is here and it's starting to be warmer, and I really, really love folk music in spring and summer. But I also just like, I think every time I do one of these monthly things, it's always either like, oh, I've been into folk music this month, or it's been like, oh, I'm surprised I wasn't into folk music this month because I was into this other thing. I've just been like so into folk music like the past few years. I don't really know what's come over me. Like maybe I've just become a bit more romantic. I remember when I was young, I would exclusively listen to pop punk and Midwest emo. Oh my God, I was so heavy onto Midwest emo, you guys don't understand. I crowd surfed at a modern baseball concert, okay, to Edward 40 Hands, and I saw Slaughter Beach Dog live because I can't see modern baseball live. Yeah, I was so into just like screamy, whiny, intense music. So it's interesting that now I'm really into like folk, but like the more stripped back the folk, the better. I've been listening to so much Nick Drake, my beloved Nick Drake. I've been listening to so much of him. But a song that has been really, really, really replayed by me this month, I don't know why, is Temptation Inside Your Heart by the Velvet Underground. I fucking love the Velvet Underground. I love the Velvet Underground so much, but that song specifically, I don't know why, it's a fantastic song, but has been like so on loop where like every moment that I can listen to music, and I don't normally listen to music that much to be honest, but every moment I can listen to music, I've been listening to that song. So yeah, I really, really love that song. I really recommend it, and I really recommend folk music, and I recommend Nick Drake. I have quite a lot of favorites by him, but right now the main one that's coming to mind is At the Chime of the City Clock. And at the chime of a city clock, at the chime of a city clock, at the chime of the city clock. I don't really know, but it's at the chime of some city clock, and it's so beautiful. It's just so gorgeous. So yeah. Also, you can see I keep having to like pull this back, which is such a shame, but so fucking fly. The next thing you will notice, I think actually I didn't wear makeup in my last video, but I have been so toning it down with the makeup, which was what I mentioned I think in my last monthly favorites. However, this month specifically, I've been so toned down with the lashes. I have curled my lashes. I do still like to curl my lashes, but I have really not been wearing much mascara, and I think part of that is I've just kind of realized that I feel so much more comfortable. Like my eyes feel so much softer and lovelier when I don't wear it, and it's so nice to be able to just like my eyes without having to stress. But also, I've suddenly gotten a very, very big appreciation for the way that my eyes look. I used to really, really dislike how my eyes look. I think it might be partly just like being in an area that's so white and like most people I see being white and realizing like, wait, why do my eyes like look like frog's eyes a little bit? But yeah, I've just got suddenly such a big appreciation for my eyes, and also the feeling of not having to wear mascara. I think also realizing that like I love other people's eyes. Like my best friend, she doesn't wear eye makeup very often and she looks gorgeous when she wears mascara. Like she's actually like the most beautiful girl I've seen in my life. But I love when she also doesn't wear mascara. I love the way her eyes look, and just realizing that like I love everyone's eyes so much when they don't wear mascara. And I know that like for a lot of people just like don't really wear heavy eye makeup, so like this might be a bit like, okay, like how the fuck is this an April favorite? Like what are you talking about? But I used to be crazy with the eye makeup. Like I was the ultimate raccoon makeup girl. And people would joke about like spider lashes and shit. I was like, this isn't a joke. Like I would purposely clump up my lashes as much as possible. I wanted my lashes to look like falsies all of the time. I would also wear really heavy eyeliner, and then like slowly over the years I've been stripping back. Like for example, like a few years ago I stopped wearing eyeliner. My Instagram got hacked like 2 years ago, so the Instagram I have is a new one, and then I only started TikTok late last year, so I don't think you'll even see anything of me in eyeliner online. And like now I've stripped back even more, where all I'm doing is curling my lashes, and on days where I don't curl my lashes I'm still really happy of how I look. So yeah, and it's just so comfortable as well. Like it's so fantastic to be able to rub my eyes and not have to worry about like smudging everything. So yeah, I've really been enjoying not wearing eye makeup, and also just like not wearing makeup as a whole as well. I also want to recommend suncream. I just suddenly remembered this. I didn't write this down, but I have sensory issues and I hate suncream. Suncream is the worst feeling ever. I hate that it feels like so many slugs have like left a sticky trail that I can't take off on my face. So for ages I wouldn't wear suncream, which obviously isn't really great. And then I really tried to force myself to wear suncream, to the point where I bought a £50 suncream, which is absolutely ridiculous. But I need you guys to know, like, that's how desperate I was getting. It was to a point where I was buying so many sun creams and then just like refusing to wear them, that I was like, it would probably be cheaper in the long run for me to just buy this £50 sun cream, and if it's good, just like actually stick to diligently wearing it. But even that was too sticky for me. However, this is a £17 sun cream. This is the Innisfree Daily UV Defense Sun Cream SPF 30. This is fucking brilliant. This is literally like incredible, amazing sun cream. Does it feel like I'm wearing a sun cream when I wear it? No, not really, to be honest. It feels like my face when it is oily in the summer, and it's still not a very pleasant feeling when it's oily in the summer and I'm always doing like this to like get the oil off, but it is nowhere near the levels of stick that sun cream give me. I don't know how like deep sun cream is for other people. I have sensory issues, but I think like sun cream is a bit of a sensory nightmare for most people, so I really recommend this, and especially if you have sensory issues. Apparently they also do an even matter version of this sun cream. This is just like their standard one. So also, like, guys, I'm in stim heaven right now. I'm very particular about hats. I usually do not like things on my head. I cannot focus if I have like a hat on my head. If I have a hat on my head, I can't talk to people because like I actually can't focus on what's going on because I have a hat on my head and it's so overwhelming. Unless they have this, because this is so lovely. This feels like I'm being hugged. This feels like someone is cupping my face. It's so wonderful. So right now I'm literally in like sensory heaven. I feel fantastic. Last thing that I've been really enjoying in April is reading non-fiction books. I was reading Sapiens for quite a while and I was really enjoying it. And then I posted about it on TikTok and loads of people were like, yeah, the guy who wrote that isn't even an anthropologist, it's super biased. Apparently it's just not really that accurate, which I was still planning on maybe finishing it and then maybe looking into like essays critiquing him or whatever, and like looking into the criticisms. I thought that would be quite a nice way to like learn. But I don't have a lot of time to read, so I decided that I'd rather just kind of read what's factually correct, because I don't really have time to like read a whole book and then like read all the criticisms, blah, 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 especially because I really just like wanted to like quickly learn about anthropology. So I have recommended to me by TikTok comments. Maybe I should have actually researched this one a bit before as well, so I'm not making the same mistakes as I did with Sapiens. However, this is The Dawn of Everything by David Graeber and David Wengrow. And one of these my boyfriend actually knows about because he wrote like a really cool economics book or something. David Graeber, and I might be pronouncing that wrong. And yeah, Debt the First 5,000 Years. My boyfriend's apparently quite a big fan of, or no, or he wants to read. One of the two. I think he maybe just wants to read it. So yeah, I trust this a little bit more. I still maybe should have done some research about it, but I have not started this yet. However, as a whole, I've been really enjoying reading non-fiction books, especially because for my birthday, I got quite a few cool, sick non-fiction books. I hope you guys like my hat. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, like, I was feeling kind of weird before I put the hat on. I was just feeling a bit grumpy. I think because my hair's not washed. Like, really, when my hair is greasy, it has such an impact on my mood. Whereas now, I don't know if you've been able to tell the mood shift, but the second the hat is on my face, I'm feeling fantastic. So I think I'm just going to keep this on for the rest of the day until I wash my hair, and then I'll probably just feel great without the hat on. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. As usual, please like, subscribe, comment. I love to read your guys' comments. Please let me know what your April favorites are. Is it still April? I think it's still April, so let me know what your April favorites are so far. And yeah, see you guys next time. I'm getting a gaming PC, by the way, and I'm going to be playing Enna's Dream Barbecue. I'm going to be playing Enna Dream Barbecue, and I'm going to be probably doing some gaming videos here and there. My Minecraft video low-key flopped, so I have a feeling that quite a few Sogurasi subscribers are not going to be very happy to hear that I'm going to be doing gaming videos. However, I have seen a small minority who have been very vocal about their want of the return of gaming videos. So don't worry, there will be a return. I'm excited to game. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go now and watch some Death Note with my boyfriend.